Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to start part 1 of my reading vlog for February, and I don't really know how this will go. I do have quite a few plans for reading in February. It is the Blackathon month, so I am trying to read a lot of books by Black authors. I do have a ton on my TBR, so that should be very easy, but I'm gonna start out the month with some books I still have to finish up from January. I had a ton of leftover library books, so I have been reading through those in January, and I have 2 left. One I'm almost done with, and that is The Map of Salt and Stars. This is a kind of mixture of a contemporary book about Syria and the refugees that come from Syria, and at the same time kind of a myth retelling, because we have these duo timelines with that. And I'm very much enjoying this. I have 100 pages left, so I hope I can finish this up quite quickly. And then I have one more library book before I can get into my reading plans for February. And the audiobook I'm currently listening to is The Daughter of the Forest. I'm doing a separate reading vlog for that one, so I will probably just mention it when I have finished it. I think that will be in the next 2 or 3 days, because I only have 3.5 hours left of that one. And then we'll see what I start next. I haven't really decided on an audiobooks yet, so that should be fun. And yeah, that's my reading for now. I'll update you as soon as something interesting happens. So I just finished reading the 3rd part in The Map of Salt and Stars. So I only have 2 parts left now. It's definitely starting to feel a little bit repetitive in the way the story is told, but I'm still enjoying it. I think there is, better books that deal with these themes, but this is definitely not a bad book. Yeah, and it's just interesting to think that this is a debut, because I think it is actually quite, just harrowing. Sometimes it's just a bit too fast, and in other moments too slow, and it's quite hard to put my finger on it. I just struggle a little bit with the pacing and with some repetitions in the storytelling. But apart from that, I am enjoying it, and as I said, I have 2 parts left now, so I hope I can get a little bit more reading done tonight and probably finish it tomorrow. I am done with part 4, and part 4 was definitely much better again. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and I think it's normal that books have a little bit of a slower middle, so it's definitely picking up again now towards the end, and I'm so excited to read the final part and find out how this journey ends, because it is a journey indeed. And yeah, we're having a really bad storm right now. It's quite creepy actually, and books like this just remind you how lucky you are if you have a house, a flat, an apartment, some place to be, and some kind of safety, I guess. So yeah,
it's time to say goodbye to these wonderful library books today. So I'm bringing back The Map of Salt and Stars by Zeyn Joukhadar, then Pet by Akbeke Mbesi, and Luck of the Titanic by Stacey Lee.
So it is the 3rd of February today, and last night I finished 2 books, so yay for me. First off, I finished my audiobook, Daughter of the Forest. As I said, I'm gonna do a separate vlog for that, which will probably go up before this video, so I might link it at the end if you're interested in my thoughts. But overall, I gave it 3.5 stars. I think it is an enjoyable fantasy book, but it was just a bit long for me, and there were a couple of issues I had with the characters and the plot. And then I also finished The Map of Salt and Stars by Zeyn Joukhadar, I'm not quite sure how to say it. And that book I've updated you on quite regularly in this vlog and the last one, and so I think I'm gonna keep it nice and short. I think this book was very enjoyable. I really liked the ending. I think that Noor as a character I had a little bit of trouble with in the beginning because she is a child character and that sometimes isn't my favorite to read about, but I think apart from the middle, like the third part of the book, I really enjoyed it. I decided to give it 4 stars in the end. I think especially for a debut it is very good. I think there's still better books out there if you want to read about you know, certain humanitarian crises and just countries that have been battling with war for like decades now and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just something I like reading about, and I think in that kind of genre it's not the best book, but it's definitely not a bad book. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm glad I read it. I think it's great to see books by a non-binary or trans Syrian American author, but I still need to seek out more books by Syrian authors. So that's that. 2 books finished. I already started my new audiobook. I decided to go with the Conductors, and I forgot the author's name again because I'm really bad at remembering names. Nicole Glover, I think. This is the first book in a series. The second book is also out, and I have listened to about an hour, I think. So this book is basically a mixture of fantasy and alternate history and mystery. So very interesting genre mix. We follow a woman called Hetty, and she is a former slave, but we follow her during the time when slavery was abolished in the US. She is also, I don't know what they're called in this world. She's not a witch, but she can do magic. Basically, I don't think they have a word for it. I'm not so sure. But she can do magic, and she has teamed up with her husband now after slavery was abolished and they were no longer needed to free slaves. They have teamed up to kind of solve murders that other people don't care about. So that's an interesting setup, and I think we will follow them kind of, yeah, solving a mystery now. I'm not quite sure yet, but I am enjoying it. The main reason I picked this book up is because it is read by Barney Turpin, which is just the best audiobook narrator on the whole planet. So yeah, I think I'm immediately in love with the main character just because of the narrator of the audiobook. Let's be real. But yeah, very much enjoying this one so far, and I'm very intrigued to see where it goes because I think that the whole setup is very, very interesting, and I hope I will love it so I can read the second book as well. And then for my physical book, I have one more of my 2021 library stack that I still haven't read. So that is An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This was her first book, I think, and it deals with Fae. So I wanted to start this book after having read The Daughter of the Forest because, I don't know, Fae stories are not my like super favorite, so we will see. I'm intrigued by this. It has ravens, so I want to read it. And yeah, this is the last one of my like 2021 library books that I have, and all the other ones I have renewed this year. So yeah, I hope I can finish this book quite fast. I will start it later tonight when I take a bath, and I will keep you updated. So it is the 4th of February, and last night I got 85 pages into An Enchantment of Ravens. I'm sorry this cover is so glary. It's because I think because of the library cover. But I'm really enjoying this book, and I'm quite surprised because this was kind of a wild card for me. I really want to read Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson, and I heard that that one doesn't have a prevalent romance, so that's why I'm interested in it, because usually I don't like fantasy romances. But with this one, I feel like we're on a good path. I'm almost a third through it, and I'm really enjoying the main character and the love interest and their dynamic. I am really quite surprised how much I enjoyed the beginning of this book, and I hope that I will end up loving it, because that would be really cool. Then I will definitely pick up Sorcery of Thorns as well, because that book does sound more up my alley, but this is the only one my library has, so I thought I'd start with this one, and I'm pleasantly surprised. And then with my audiobook, The Conductors, I'm also, I think about 15% in now, I guess. And I'm really enjoying that one as well. The case has really just started, so I don't really have a lot to add to what I said before. But definitely the explanations with the magic system are very interesting to me, because this is a magic system that is based on the constellations, so they call it celestial magic. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it, so I can't wait to listen to more of that on my bus ride in a second. So today is the 7th of February. I just came back from work, and I thought I'd give you a quick update on my reading. During the weekend, I managed to get 50% through an Enchantment of Ravens, and I'm so surprised how much I love this book and this romance. I really dig it, to be honest, and as someone who doesn't really like reading romance books, I feel threatened in my identity because of it, but I do love this book a lot. I think the tension between the main character and the love interest is amazing. It's exactly the kind of romance that I like to read about, with one of the partners being this like super old, super powerful being, and the other one preferably being a human woman who is still like so much stronger and yeah, just better than this being, and the being in love with her for exactly that reason, for her humanness. So yeah, I really love this. I'm very much surprised by myself. But yeah, I hope that I can finish this today or tomorrow. We'll see. Everything is kind of busy, but yeah, I'll try my best to finish it soon, because it has to go back to the library, who's surprised by that. And then I'm a third of the way through my audiobook, The Conductors, now, and that one, it is quite a slow story. Obviously, it starts off quite, yeah, with like an adventurous scene, but then it slows down a lot, and it's a lot of talking, a lot of like just, you know, living your life and following some cues. some clues, sorry. But I think that's why I like it. It feels very real. I really like that the two main characters that are solving this murder, that they still have a day job, and that's not the only thing they do. It definitely feels more real to me because of that. And also it's so much about the community and yeah, just secrets that people keep. So yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I think yeah, listening to it on audio definitely helps with that, but we'll see. I still have 2/3 to go, so maybe it will turn out to be super crazy, dramatic adventures in the end. We'll see about that. But yeah, I'm having a good time, and I'll update you when there's something to tell you. I have 60 pages left in this book. I really hope I can finish it tonight. I'm really enjoying it. I think we're right, you know, around the corner from like a bigger duel or battle scene, but I'm very intrigued to see what Margaret Rogerson does with this. So yeah, I hope I can finish this tonight. So today's the 9th of February, and last night I finished an Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson, and I really enjoyed this book. I was really surprised, but pleasantly so, because I was going into this book with medium expectations, but it definitely surpassed what I expected, and yeah, I just really liked it. I must confess that I enjoyed the beginning and the middle of this book a little bit more than the ending. I think the ending was quite rushed, and also some bits could have been explored a little bit more. This book definitely shines more in the romance elements. Even though I did like the fantasy aspects, I felt like they were not as developed. Also, with the epilogue, as always, this was just a little bit too rosy for me. Honestly, a lot of the problems that this couple has, they're still there. They're definitely still there, and it just appears as if they were gone, but they're not. So yeah, apart from that, I had such a good time with this book. The ending did drag it down a little bit for me, so in the end I decided to give it 4 stars, but I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a good romance between a human and a fae person, with no smut. No smut at all. But yeah, that was such a good time, and yeah, as I said, I'm just really happy. I'm also about 60% through my audiobook, The Conductors. This is an interesting experience because I love listening to the audiobook. It is read by Bonnie Turpin, which is my favorite audiobook narrator, so she could read me recipes and I would enjoy it. I think that the way this is done, the audiobook is fantastic. I do really enjoy the characters. I think that both the main character and her partner are super interesting. I love hearing their stories, but just the way the story is told is not my favorite, and it feels like the plot is really dragging along, and we get these like flashbacks, which are called interludes, and with the audiobook it's just sometimes weird to have these interludes. I don't know, maybe they wouldn't bother me in a physical book, but with the audiobook I don't love them, and they always feel like they're interrupting the story, and sometimes I have a hard time connecting them to the plot that is happening in that moment. So I do enjoy the individual bits of the book, but I feel like they don't make the best overall story. So I'm interested to see where this goes. Obviously, this is at heart a mystery, and I feel like the mystery aspect for now is a little bit in the background. So I hope that in these last 40% the mystery will be more on the forefront, right where I stopped listening. Before an interlude started, there was something quite dramatic happening, so I hope that we will get a little bit more plot now, because I do adore these characters, but you gotta give me a little bit more on the mystery side to make me happy. So yeah, that's the audiobook for you, and I'm so excited because today I will start reading the 5th season, and I'm so excited. You can't even believe this. I've been waiting to read this book for so long. And I'm a bit afraid because my expectations are like up here somewhere, and but I think this book will be it. So we'll see. I will do a separate reading vlog for the whole trilogy, so I will probably talk more in depth in that reading vlog, which will probably be up later than this one. Let's be real. So I will only do like shorter updates here, but you can be sure that I will give you my opinions as well. So yeah, super excited, so excited. But before I get into that, I do have some things on my to-do list still, so gonna get those done and then I can sit down and read.
This beautiful book will go back to the library today.
So today is the 15th of February and I think it's time to close off my vlog here. I'm pretty much halfway through the 5th season and I'm very much enjoying it, and yeah, plan on continuing on with this in the rest of the month. And with my audiobook I have about an hour left, so I will probably finish that right at the beginning of the next reading vlog. If you want to hear my full thoughts, it will be there, and probably also my February wrap up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was somewhat interesting. And yeah, leave a like or a nice comment. I always appreciate those. And if you subscribe, I'll talk to you soon. Bye!